unexpectedly had to move to a temporary rental home not far from where we grew up. My brother-in-law had decided after 6 years he was going to leave the army.
Welcome to Mustache Mountain.
Small town Pennsylvania. My sister and 5 kids in tow. They had nowhere to go. That's where I let them stay with them.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 391 pounds, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, Mustache Mountain.
Despite facial hair, they're very tough competitors. You know, they utilize British strong style, wrestling, mixing Japanese strikes and British grappling. Mustache Mountain is a joy to watch.
Very unique offense, extremely difficult to prepare for.
I wish I could grow a mustache.
I think you should focus on the top of your skull first, Saxton.
You know, some people would say, no, I won't, but some people would say that they may be the best tag team out of the UK since the British Bulldogs.
These guys hail from Mustache Mountain. Does that make you from Peach Fuzz Peak, Saxton?
That's not funny.
This is very true. This often open one of his activities. My brother opened the door and asked if he could inside. This room was one of those basement windows looking at the side.
Get ready, gentlemen. Someone's about to get punched in the face.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 380 pounds, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Two men have built a mutual respect for each other after a heated rivalry.
Yeah, sometimes bitter enemies can become fast friends.
Kind of like us, Corey.
Absolutely not.
And now we're all set for this tag match with Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. And standing in their way of victory, we see Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Hard to decide what team has the advantage here. It'll probably come down to who can cut the ring in half the best, who can control the pace.
Burch saw it coming.
Gripping the jaw. My goodness, that's insulting.
That gets reversed on Seven. Suplex. And into the count. Only a 1 count before the kick out.
Showing his determination there with that kick out.
Looked down and saw her sleeping soundly with the rest of the pack.
There he goes, right into the corner.
Vicious shoulder tackle in the corner.
I was very apprehensive. The house was an overall heavy place to live in. Lack of light made it seem like a dungeon. There were small, strange occurrences noted by everyone, but we brushed it off as it was quite crowded and random noises could be made by just any child that was there. Now, one of my nephews has high-functioning autism. He always seems to know things others don't. My family had noticed in almost every picture of him, he has orbs floating around him. I like to think that he has a good spiritual connection to that world. The kitchen has the door that leads to the basement right next to the main entrance. It also happened to be my nephew's favorite spot to hang around. He was always there talking to someone, or something. Never mentioned who. Until one particular day, we were all coming back from the store and was waiting for the door to be unlocked. And my nephew leaned into the window, looking down into that basement room and waved. My mother asked who he was waving to. He said, "My friend, the Green Man." I'm assuming this is the same friend he is often not speaking to in the kitchen. He went into great description of the Green Man, who also wore a long black coat and tall hat and lived in the basement. My sister was so freaked out, she took up an offer from our grandfather that day to move her family to a home 3 hours away, next door to him. My mother also chose to move about a month later and purchased our current home next door to my sister. That left me with my father, who couldn't leave because of a contracted job, my twin brother, who finally got released from the Navy, and Abby. Abby and I spent our days out and about as much as possible to get away from that heavy feeling in the house. I also moved my room to the one above the basement. Every night I felt like someone was sitting on my bed next to me. I seriously felt like I was going to roll right off the bed sometimes. My hair was being pulled and my stuff constantly messed with and missing. I would randomly find things that belonged to my sister, even though the room had been empty when I moved my stuff in. I suppose I could blame Abby, as she was only 3 and a handful, but my brother had made amends with his ex, and Abby was spending more time with her mother than me. The incident that tops it all off, the one that made me up and move, happened in the basement. We had our washing machine and dryer down there, so every time I went to do laundry, Abby would follow me down and ride her tricycle, or we would roller skate on the smooth concrete floor while I washed my clothes. One day she was having a good time running around, so I decided that I would sit on the bottom step and let her wear herself out. There was a hula hoop my sister left sitting in a corner across from her creepy room. Abby pointed to it and asked if she could go over and get it. It was odd that she had asked permission, but of course I said sure. She cautiously approached it as though it was going to jump at her any second. When she reached it, she stared at the door to the creepy room.
This could be an opportunity. Right to the kidneys. Dragon suplex.
Talk about a bad landing. Look at him totally vibing with the WWE Universe right now.
And just like that, he sent crashing to the floor.
The history of the house. That room obviously had some bad juju hanging around it.
The barricade. Muscling up there. Powerbomb.
This happened in my sophomore year of high school. I'm now a sophomore in college and way more guarded when it comes to teachers or strangers in general. As a little backstory, I'll say this. Growing up, I was very shy and awkward when it came to social situations. I was also very innocent. I would barely speak to anyone normally and prayed that I wouldn't get called on in class in fear of stuttering or getting the wrong answer and being laughed at for it. It was the first day of sophomore year. My classes were normal, math, science, English, etc. All of my teachers that I had looked familiar from my freshman year. There was only one new teacher that I hadn't seen before, and that was my American history teacher. I'll call him Mr. N. I remember my best friend Danny and I walking into American history class. We had seen Mr. N writing some stuff on the whiteboard, so we went and took the last 2 seats in the very back, so we could stay on a view for the most part. I didn't like the attention, and neither did Danny. After we sat down and got our supplies out, Danny leaned over and whispered to me, "Your teacher looks like a serial killer or something." I let out a small laugh because he wasn't wrong, but it wasn't nice that he said that, so I slapped Danny's arms and told him to hush. The teacher had turned around, introduced himself to the class. Mr. N was tall, but his form was very boxy. His hair was thin and stringy, and his head was shaped like a little square. He also had a thin black line over his lips. At my immature age, I thought he had taken a Sharpie to his upper lip to make a small mustache. He wasn't the best looking guy, but I didn't care about that. I just hoped his teaching was good. Sadly, it was not. He was all over the place. He would be telling us about World War I one day, and then go on and start talking about World War III, and then go to World War II. It was a little a mess. What really put me on edge about the guy was his creepy smile. He had a gap in his tooth, and when he would smile, he would widen his eyes to the point where it looked like it hurt. When he would talk to a student, he would open his eyes wide and blink while talking to the student. He would also stare at students while we all wrote in the journal. 3 months into the year, I tried my best to avoid him. He never called on me and never looked my way, or so I thought, Until one day when Danny told me that Mr. N kept staring in our direction. I acted like he was lying, but I knew he was telling the truth. I could feel the stare. Like I said, I hated the attention, and I felt like I was being picked up and everyone by this guy's stare. I looked up and had seen Mr. N shoot his gaze away from me. I thought out loud. The small chitter-chatter of the room was interrupted by Mr. N standing up and passing out a sheet with missing work on it to the students. I still felt his gaze when he was handing out papers, but every time I looked up, he would be looking at the papers instead. Paranoia, I guess. I stared down at my desk when he came near Danny and I just felt uncomfortable. I waited for my papers to be placed in front of me, but it never showed up. So I looked up and Mr. N was just staring down at me, holding the paper in his hand. "You need to stay after class and discuss this with me," he said in a slightly higher voice. After he said that, he gave me that creepy smile and then handed me my paper, walking away. I remember looking at my paper and seeing how many missing assignments were there. I almost choked on air. There was no way that I had this many missing, because I remember turning and losing Danny. I placed my hand on my desk, feeling annoyed and panicked. Danny looked at my paper and went to pat my back. "You'll be fine. Just make sure to tell him that you turned these in. I'm sure he just misplaced them."